This is video 2 of 3 of how to buy a house. I'm Brian Mullins, CEO and owner of Roche Rock Realty. Be sure you check out the first video if you haven't already seen it, and the next video after you're done watching this one. Today, we're going to be talking about contracts and how to write a contract and make an offer on a house. Number 1. So, in the last video, we found the house. Well, now it's time to make an offer on the house. Now, there's a lot of things that go into this, not just the price, but the price is obviously the most important thing. So this is when you're going to have a really good realtor. The realtor is going to go in, they're going to look at the comps. They're going to look at a lot of different things in the comps. So we're going to be looking at the house and how close it is. So we're going to try to find homes that are close. And then we're going to be looking at the price they sold for, the condition that they're in, and we're going to be looking at the seller concessions and the type of loan and or cash that they use. So we're going to be looking at all of this to help come up with a suggested price to make an offer on the new house that you are interested in. We're also going to ask you some things that we need to know whenever it comes to buying a house. So concessions, we'll talk about that in another video, but we're going to ask if you need concessions. We're going to ask about home warranty. We're going to ask about a closing date. We're going to be looking at our inspection period, how long we have, the title company that we're going to be closing at. All that is going to be important whenever it goes into writing an offer to make sure that the offer is well put together and puts you in the best position when we come to negotiations. Step number 2, writing the contract. Now, this is the easy part, unless you're the realtor, but for the buyer, what your realtor is going to do is take all the stuff we talked about in step 1 and put it into a contract. All you have to do is sign everything. Now, whenever you get a contract from realtor, you're going to get an estimate. And that estimate is going to include what we estimate your payments to be and what you're bringing to close is, how much money you have to bring to close, how much money you're going to get from closing. So that's the main thing you need to look at. So the contract should be written to reflect what that one sheet says. So you're going to look at that sheet. As long as that looks good, you can read through the rest of the contract to make sure that matches up. But you're going to get the contract. Most of the time it's going to be digitally. So you're going to get an email. You go on there, you tap, 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 tap to sign. It's super easy. And then your realtor will get notified that you're done, and then they will turn around and submit the offer. Number 3, what happens after we submit the offer? Well, there's 3 things that could happen. 1, we could have them accept the offer, which would be the ideal situation because we know we're okay with what we submitted, at least we should be. So they could accept the offer and then we are officially under contract. 2, they could counter you. So this is when we enter a negotiation period. So they're going to say, no, we won't take this price, we'll take this price. They can also negotiate stuff other than just price. We could be negotiating concessions, closing date, title company, anything like that. They have the right to counter back on. So we're going to either, we might get a counter, or they could just flat out reject us. Number 3, they could just say, no, we're not going to take it. Now, if that happens, we could either move on to the next house or we could revise the offer. We don't usually see a lot of rejections unless it's a super low offer. Usually they accept or they counter because the seller wants to sell the house. Now you might see a rejection if you end up in a multiple offer situation. So that is kind of somewhere in between a counter and a rejection. That would be, they say we have more than one offer. So everybody submit their highest and best. So they're only going to be able to accept 1, which is sad because there's only one house. And even if you love that house, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. So that's always a possibility whenever we're going into a negotiation. So that's how you write an offer and how you negotiate an offer when it comes to buying a house. So this is video 2 of 3. Be sure to check out the next video where we talk about what happens once they accept the offer, once we have an accepted contract. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out our next videos coming up soon.